Many predicted that the Portland Trail Blazers would reorganize their team around Damian Lillard when the NBA trade deadline arrived. However, that did not happen. And while they did do this, it was not the manner in which people had anticipated. Many of their essential parts were traded, but the amount of money they received was significantly less than many of their fans that have hoped. Having said that, the Blazers have gone 3-0 since the trade deadline with their new look roster under their belt. Their starting five are Anthony Simmons, Josh Hart, and Justin Winslow are part of it that have all shown promise so far this season. They have reason to believe that their current level of success will continue in the future, and they have a legitimate cause to consider pressing the long-awaited reset button on their lives. Are there any reasons why they shouldn't seriously consider dealing Lillard this offseason? Up first they should begin to prepare the rebuild. Based on how the Trailblazers have performed since the trade deadline, there have never been a better time to reset and rebuild around the present core. Sure, it's a small sample size, but they've been looking like an amazing team lately. Pure intensity and emotion, which they play with, is a reason enough to have faith in this group. First and foremost, Anthony Simmons appears to be a rising star. The Blazers' obvious path forward is to rebuild around him. Giving him the keys instead of Damian Lillard makes sense. Simmons is only 22 years old and he has plenty of room to develop, and he's already looked like an all-star in the recent months. That should instill a lot of confidence in Portland going ahead. Then there's Josh Hart to consider. The CJ McCollum trade, the Blazers got him for the New Orleans Pelicans, and he's a fantastic... One more time. In the CJ McCollum trade, the Blazers got him from the New Orleans Pelicans, and he's been a fantastic player so far in Portland. Hart is the type of player who, given the right circumstances, possesses all of the right ingredients to become an NBA star. He just needs a chance to shine, and he's the type of player who can be beating the heart out of any team. That's without even mentioning players like Justice Winslow, Trenton Watford, CJ Elby, all of whom have recently excelled for the Blazers. There will never be a better time to push the reset button than now. With the young core currently on the roster, they've got all the parts in position now. It's now time to start rebuilding and letting the last domino fall. And finally, in the number one spot, we have it's time to rip the band-aid off. Let's face it, it's time to move on. Damian Lillard has nearly 10 seasons to win a championship with the Portland Trail Blazers. Damian Lillard has had an early 10 seasons to win a championship with the Portland Trail Blazers, and while it's not his fault they didn't, the era must come to an end. Portland recently dealt away Lillard's longtime co-star CJ McCollum for essentially Josh Hart and cap space for the summer. They have indicated that their objective is to develop around Lillard. They must face the reality that how talented the West is, and that they'll never be able to assemble a championship caliber team around him. Furthermore, this year's free agent class is very weak, and there's no assurance that they'll sign any of the available free agents. They'll simply need to quit postponing the inevitable. Saying farewell to arguably the best player in franchise history will never be easy, but by re-signing him and placing a slightly different team around him are not the only thing postponing the inevitable. They will be biting the bullet and helping their franchise move ahead by trading Lillard now. It's admirable that both sides have remained faithful to one another, but it's time to move on. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.